Greetings and salutations. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern day performing strongman. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern day performing strongman is, picture the old time strongman. Legends like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform real life feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails through wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle while taking off at full throttle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to answer people's questions, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I'd invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below. And when you do that, I try to get back to you with your very own custom video just for you answering your question. Pretty neat, right? So, this question comes from Mark Mton. And they said, "It's the first time I've heard the term live loads. Do you have a video explaining it? Also, might thick foam yoga blocks provide the give needed to provide a live load?" Thank you for asking that. So when I'm talking about live loads, basically when you're performing something called overcoming isometrics, in the traditional sense, like if you're pushing on a piece of steel or pushing against a wall or something like that, the thing isn't pushing back, it's just not moving. So that live loads thing would be the act of pushing back. Now, an example of this for like overcoming isometrics would be something like if you were to do the sin of doing curls in a squat rack, but you have a barbell that is weighted, and then there's like rails here, you would curl it up, and then it would push against the rails, but the weight is also pushing back down. So even though it's like you can activate a lot of motor units, when you're just pushing on an immovable object, you're more likely to be acting a bit more. You're leaving a little bit of strength on the table if the thing isn't pushing back. I had first initially heard the term, or I should say, got kind of familiar with the concept when I was reading a book by John Brookfield, where he said when he's doing his grip training, he likes to have a little bit of bite on it. So, in the sense of the iso chain, that would be why you have like a porch swing on it instead of just pulling on a chain, right? In the case of using the ISO, I forget what they call it, the ISO Max, which is a strap, the strap has just a little bit of give to it, so that might be the equivalent. And in terms of pushing, like bending steel, where is the thing? Never a dull day here on Main Street in Boonton. I don't know if you could hear that, but there's sirens going off. So this is a piece of steel that I cut that is shorter and thicker than what I could normally do, so I can perform isometrics with it. And then this thing, yes, I know what it looks like. This thing, Steel Bender's Helper, it's essentially a bunch of bound up paracord. So it has just a little bit of give to it, so that when I push on it, it pushes back up. And in application of isometrics, I use both of these. Not every single time on the same day. I do this one to give that pushback so that I get that live load sense. And I do this one because this doesn't feel quite like steel. This does, and I needed to have the specificity to transfer to the feats. But I hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. If anybody else has any questions, drop it in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video. But if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. But in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Have a great holiday season. Eric Moss, over and out.